Hello, this is Mr. Jarrett, and in this video tutorial, we are going to be 3D modeling this object in SOLIDWORKS. So for the first thing to notice here is that we are in inches, so IPS. The second thing to notice is where is the origin. So I gave you two pictures here because it says zoomed in view. So basically this bigger picture up here is this smaller spot down here, okay? I just shortened it because the other side's the exact same. You didn't need to have all of this extra part in one big view. It's just 3.5 away. So I am going to be drawing this portion and bringing these lines over to draw this later on. Keep in mind the origin is right here in the middle of these circles. Okay, so I'm going to pull this to my other screen. If you have the ability to do that, I'd recommend doing it. And in SOLIDWORKS, I'm going to start out by making a new part. And this is drawn on the front view. So you can go to Sketch, select the front view. And I'm going to get the circle tool. I'm going to draw a bigger circle and then a smaller circle. Now you could draw an arc and just do straight lines across from it, or you could just draw a big circle and trim it like I'm going to do. So it says the inside here has a measurement of 0.128. Kind of an odd number, but 0.128. Okay. Now, the reason why that has that odd number, I can tell you, is because this is actually a part that's going to be used later on in the class. And the object that goes through this center is 0.125. So 0.128 is slightly bigger. Okay, it's slightly bigger. And I didn't say this originally, but if you did not already double check to make sure you're in IPS, please do so. Most of your computers will default to that. Okay, now this outer arc here, or this outer circle, we can't dimension yet because on the picture it's in radius, and right now we have a complete circle, so that would be in diameter. You could do that math, but there's no point of trying to figure that out yet. Okay, so I'm going to take the circle tool again. I'll just move over here far to the right, and I'll draw two more circles. Now there are multiple different ways you could do this. Some people would put a center line in between here and just mirror everything over. That's perfectly fine too. But I'm just going to show you this in a very basic way. Okay, so our center circles are the exact same. So hold in Shift and select both of them, and we're going to make them equal. And our outside circles are also the same. So we're also going to make them equal. The center points of these, so hold in Shift, and the origin, so the centers are going to be horizontal from one another. Okay, so now this is all lined up perfect. Notice I can't move it up or down. I can't resize. If I do resize, the other one resizes with it. Okay, so it's all constrained perfectly right now. So the next thing we can do is actually space this out. So from the origin to the other spot is 3.5. So now it's going to be moved over to the distance that it needs to be. Okay, and then we need to draw our straight lines. So get your line tool. You can just click right on the circle and draw straight over. Okay, to the other one. Hit escape. Now I will say sometimes with the line tool, when you click on an arc like this, it jumps. Okay, it just jumps over here. Mine did not. I was kind of hesitating and seeing if it was going to. So if it ever does that, you just delete your relations. But here's another trick that you can do. I sometimes just get the rectangle tool and I just draw a rectangle in here and I make it go into the circle and then I trim. Since I was already going to have to trim this circle anyways, it doesn't really matter, you're already on that tool. Okay, so you just trim this thing up and you notice it did not jump anywhere then. They're nice straight horizontal lines and they didn't jump up to the top. Okay, these are not tangent, they kind of come up to a point like this. So from here now we can actually add some more dimensions and this thing should be pretty close to being done already. So we'll get our dimension tool and this outside arc, we can now put the dimension in, so that is 0.1875. It says from the origin up to one of these lines is 0.125. Okay. And from line to line is 0.25. So you notice drawing this part is actually a lot easier than you think. It's done very, very fast. So we'll go over to the Features tab and hit Extrude, and it says material thickness is 0.125. I'm going to check my Z, and on the picture it says my Z is negative, so that means I go backwards. Okay, so we'll hit the back button, and I will put in 0.125, green check, or enter. Change our material, so right click, hit. For me, I have this as a preset, but I'm sure your computer does not. I actually had to put it there as a preset. So you're going to just go into the edit material, and it is oak. So right now we're in the steel folder. We collapse that and go all the way down to the wood folder. We need oak. Hit apply and close. And then we'll go to evaluate mass properties. And it should say it has 0 mass, which is not possible. Okay, there is mass to it. It's just rounded to 2 decimal places. You can't see it. So let's make this to 4 decimal places. So in order to do that, you hit Options. And right now it's use document settings. The default's only 2. So if we hit Custom Settings and we change it to 4 and hit the green or hit OK, now you can see we've got 4 decimal places. So it is 0.0025. Our mass is correct. Our X, Y, and Z, we have a positive, nothing, and then your Z is negative. So we have everything we need. If yours is correct, you can save this and move on to the next one. If not, problem solve and figure out where you went wrong.